So Arknights Endfield has been released for over 20 days, and I believe a lot of people, including myself, feeling lag behind with the progression. Like, I haven't started building anything in Wuling yet, and I've already seen people on the Twitter already finish industrial revolutionizing the Wuling and ready to shoot themselves into the moon. Somebody already grinding for the gold gear, and I'm here rejoicing over my first set of purple gear. Somebody already came up with this pro gamer maneuvers, and I'm still here trying to figure out how to swim. Somebody came up with the blueprint, like they're about to build a nuke that could blow up the whole universe. And I just figured out what's a depot bus yesterday, and this guy got 120 pulls on day 1, while I got 120 pulls on day 11. But once upon a time, there's a wise man said, comparison is the thief of joy, and Gilberta is the thief of my heart and my credit card. My name is Ryusuke. I will be making content about the Arknights Endfield, and hopefully less about drama, cause I've been doing way too many videos about the clown contest, cause people has been throwing bunch of tomatoes on him. An extra cabbage from me wouldn't change anything. Anyway, please like and sub. Now let's get back to the progression. But I do think this is like part of the nature of being on the internet. You can't avoid comparing yourself when you are on the internet. I'm not sure if this is a good analogy, but I think it is one of those survival bias where only people with top 1% progression, sometimes even 0.1, would post them online. If your progression is mediocre, then you are less likely to post it. And that somehow creates this false impression on where the norm is supposed to be, because you have been constantly comparing yourself with the best of the best on the internet. It reminds me about the fitness video on the gym inflation and the physique inflation when I started lifting 2 or 3 months ago.
This was considered a superhero physique in 2002, while today a physique like this is considered out of shape.
And I do think the delusional expectation towards your progression in the gacha game is also happening to some certain extent. Well, you see, when people are coming into the gym, most of them starting with, I'm gonna get a better physique, I'm gonna get healthy, and things went wrong. When they turned this into a competition and began to ego lifting with the worst form possible, risking themselves getting an irreversible injury just to brag how much weight they could lift to somebody who doesn't even cares about them. And I think the same goes with gaming. You wanna enjoy the game for yourself and not to impress others. You wanna enjoy the game at your own pace. And when you rush it, it takes away some of the magical moment that you could have with the game. And I think for a game like Arknights, it's just simply not worth it. And I do think this internet phenomenon is very similar in the Arknights Endfield, where a lot of people feels like they're falling behind just because they see content creator who used to play the CBT speed running themselves toward the end game. I'm not against these types of end game content at all. I just want to set up the realistic expectation. I think this disparity of progression happens is mainly because not only that it has a crazy learning curve and it takes about 60 to 70 hours to reach the end game. But thankfully, once you reach the end game, it's gonna take about 10 to 15 minutes to complete the daily. As a content creator, I do have this pressure on trying to rush myself into the end game, so I'm more up to date with what's going on with the game and pushing out the guide related content. But I find that impractical without playing the CBT, and I figured that why don't I just enjoy the game for what it is and just talks about it on YouTube instead of rushing through the game, missing out all the details, missing out all the story, and of course the spectacular views like this. This has to be some of the most impressive scenery I've seen, and yet demanding so little on the hardware. People came into my live stream saying that they would stop once in a while just to appreciate the world of Arknights Endfield. when you slow down and look at the details, the game feels different. Instead of rushing the progress to grind for the pools, or going from point A to point B, you are now truly enjoying the game. And I think Dev did a really good job on balancing on the immersing with the exploration, with the reward system on the exploration, like looking for the good old treasure, just like any RPG game. You could do a lot of sightseeing while actively progressing. And I do think this is one of the major reasons why people enjoy Genshin back then. Because people don't need the most innovative, most creative, most intense content in order to enjoy themselves. And about tip on exploration, don't miss out on these butterfly, because if you keep chasing them, they would set up some easy puzzle and lead you to the treasure box. And if you find some cliff is harder to jump, dashing into jumping will carry the momentum, so you could jump further. Some of the orb are invisible, but your teammate will call it out for the location, just like any other treasure box, and you could only collect it when you scanned it. This purple document icon, it is the blueprint of the new gear. You 100% want to collect it, and whenever you see the treasure box or any puzzle, you want to take it as soon as you see it, and try to look into some corners in case there's a hidden treasure box. Trust me on this one, you're gonna spend a lot more time coming back to pick it up again. And if you're missing out some treasure box, 1. You could go to the interactive map. 2. You could purchase radar from the shop. And to avoid missing some crucial thing in the game, you want to prioritize doing the yellow quest, except the one that require you to upgrade the local depot. And speaking about enjoying the game, I think it's the same with factory. Instead of looking for blueprint right away, it doesn't have to be optimized, but you gotta build your own factory for at least once, and then you can consider getting the blueprint. Besides, you're missing out a lot of fun if you jump into the blueprint without even trying it, cause I'm having so much fun from trying to optimize the factory alone, adjusting the conveyor belt, trying to compress the factory as much as possible, experiencing the try and errors. I never expect myself to enjoy it, and I don't want you to miss this experience. I even have a lot of fun connecting the cable, trying to figure out the route by myself, and that could be a lot of fun, not gonna lie. It's gonna give you this weird sense of satisfaction, a pure satisfaction from a small achievement. And speaking of lining up the cable, you could actually pre-running the cable instead of building the relay tower first and simply build it at the 80th mark. You could actually jump and build the infrastructure when you're trying to build it on a tricky terrain. I wish you guys get the most out of this game. Let me know what is your magical moment when you're playing Arknights Endfield. Thanks for watching and see ya guys.